Hey, I have the trunk open. Let's see what's going in.
Living Studio.
So I'm bowling on the wolf pattern today at a tournament, and I'm getting my balls together. All right, so I have the Scorpion Low Flare. It's one of the new balls that I've added to my collection, and I love it. This ball has just been doing really well for me. At USBC Women's Championship, I shot well with it on those transition lanes. When it gets a little drier, it starts moving. So I think this ball will be extremely useful and beneficial today, which is why I'm detoxing and getting some of the oil out, because I've been putting some work in with it. Definitely been getting some games in, so we'll see what this baby does. Next, I have the Roto Grip Hustle M&M, and I'm putting this ball in the bag just in case. This is for the end, like the end, like the absolute end. When my surface balls are a little bit too jumpy for me, when I needed something a little smoother, kind of my low end ball, I'm just putting this in the bag for that moment when it's like, all right, nothing else works, let's go here. This is my low end ball, Hustle. I have it pinned down, so it should be controlled a little bit towards the end. And we're gonna see if this ball comes into play. It is a symmetrical ball, pearl cover stock. I might add a little bit of teeth in it, probably grit it to maybe 3,000, 4,000 to give it a little bit of surface, just to give it a little bit of grab, but not too much, because like I said, it's for the end of the day. We have 6 games we're bowling today, and I want to see what it does, how it looks on the lane. So I'm going to polish this up again, add 3,000 or 4,000 to it, just to get a little bit of, break the surface a little bit, but go ahead and shine it back up, just for the end of play, because I don't want to use shiny today. Hopefully I don't have to get to shiny, but I don't think shiny is the look for the wolf pattern. The Nova. All right, this ball is in my bag just because I saw a YouTube video and somebody was packing a Nova in their bag. And I was like, oh, wait, I have one. I have one of these. I looked it up and it's at a 3,000 as well. So I was like, oh, little surface can, get through the lanes a little bit at the beginning. Maybe, I don't really know what it's going to be for. I don't know where it's going to fit, but definitely going to throw it in warm up and practice to see what it does. I've thrown this ball maybe once or twice in the tournament when I was experimenting with a new layout, just changing my span and everything. So we're going to see what it does for me today. And literally, I'm just throwing it in the bag just to say, hey, what do you do? Can I use you? We'll see. Shout out to the most important ball in my bag for today. This ball is definitely going to get used, because if I can't strike, at least I'm going to spare. So I have my spare ball with me, used for everything spare. We're going to use it today. I'm going to polish it up a little bit because I practiced with it. It's getting a little dull. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's getting a little dull, and I need to shine it up a little bit. My little galaxy looking a little galaxy, so I need to look like a little galaxy. Look at the stars and the stripes and the lights. We're going to add some polish to it to make sure it goes straight when I need it to and don't hook on me. It doesn't hook on me because we're in a wolf pattern and it is a little short, so I need to make sure it does what it needs to do. So most important bag in the ball. Most important ball in the bag, number 1 spot, T-Zone spare ball. Dark Web is added to the bag just in case my hammer, sorry, it's upside down, but you get the point. The Dark Web added to the collection in my bag. This ball is if I need to get through the oil. I looked somewhere, I thought it was 50 meters of oil, 50 units of oil, and then somebody told me it was 25, so I'm not really sure, but still, if it's fresh on there, I need to get through it real quick, just to make sure I have something when it doesn't move, and I can create a line for me. I'll create this line and then switch over to my low flare, switch over to something a little lower, but it's symmetrical. It's a little bit more of a controlled look. Maybe I'll put a lot of surface on it to kind of slow it down, slow down the reaction on it, see what it does. But this one, I feel like I'm going to use it towards the very beginning, like maybe game 1, maybe like the first 5 frames, just something to get out there, practice, just get it through, break down something, and find a spot. But once it gets too aggressive, definitely going to switch and ball down. But I chose this one because it's symmetrical, continuous, very smooth. I'm seeing the shape. I know where it's going. It's not going to be very jumpy on me. So this is one of the ones that I'm adding before that reason. Last but not least, the reality, because in reality, we are all guessing which balls are going to work in our bag. Just kidding. That's a joke. This ball, big ASIM surface on it. Another ball that I may test out in the beginning, asymmetrical. It'll give me that turn at the back ends, not knowing if it's too much or too less. I know I'm going to fight urethane, so what is going to get through the urethane on the lanes? I need something that'll push through, kind of flip over at the end and still react when it hits the cliff, when it gets that length. Like, I need something that's going to say, hey, I know you're in my way, I know you're pushing the lane down, but I can get through you, you know? And that's what this urethane is for, just to kind of get down there and still push through to the end and doesn't give up a fight. But that's what the reality is in my bag for. It's also in there just in case I need to at the end of the day, and I don't think it's going to work like that. Go left and shoot it right. I think it still may be too aggressive. So I may need to add another ball, which will, I know which ball I want to add. Yeah, the reality, just to kind of get through the urethane. Like if my dark web doesn't get through, the reality can kind of push a little bit harder, a little bit bigger of a core to get to that point, just to get to the urethane, because I don't know what everyone's throwing. I don't know where they're throwing at. You know, one of those tournaments where it's just like, let's see what happens. Let's see how the oldest place on the lane. Let's just see. And I want to be prepared with that just so I can get through. And if I can get close to the head pin with it, or leave a 10 pin, or, you know, a back row, something, like, I'm okay with that as long as I spare. But yeah, this ball is going to be definitely there just to try, and its main purpose is to fight through the urethane. In reality, I want you to fight through the urethane and get past it and get me to where I need to go. Honorary mentions, balls 7, 6, 7, and 8. These are my go to the car balls. These are going to be the go to the car balls. These are balls that are going to be when the lanes break down. I need to go into that polished surface. After the hustle Eminem. After the hustle Eminem, these balls are going to be the, oh snap, I need to move left and get it right. And I need that, you know, pearl stock, that pearl cover stock on it, so I can get across and it kind of still reacts. It gets to the fronts and kind of reacts on the back end and still roll like it's going to take off on the backs. I need these balls for like when I'm standing left, and these are my comfortable stand left balls. The Black Widow 2.0 hybrid, more so than the Exponent. But if the Black Widow is too aggressive, then definitely the Exponent. This is another new one added to my bag. I love it. It moves, it shapes, it looks good in my hand. So these are definitely the honorable mentions. They're going to be the in the car bags. I'll be right back. Let me grab these real quick.
I don't know. They seem kind of tight. It seems. So they didn't put out 25. Or house shot. And all they do is lay this on top of the old house shot.
Never hooks. I'm expecting it to. Never did. This shit. I watch Davies circle shots. Never hook. Right. He's in the same zone. He's still getting it. Right. That's all you need. You just need to shoot him out. They're hanging.
That tournament's over. The pattern wasn't the pattern that it was supposed to be. It didn't play like a wolf. It didn't play like a wolf. I was trying to get the one is selling and going straight. So I'm playing like more inside, like between 5 and 10 and getting it out there. But it was a cool tournament. Yeah, some shots weren't so lucky. Yeah, some things didn't happen. And wow, that's a big one. But hey, another tournament down, another pattern down, and it is what it is. Waiting on results, and if I walk away with something, great. If I don't, great. It's all about the experience and the practice. And on this pattern, I also needed a lot more surface than I had on them balls, child. Little 1,000 and 1,500s. Hey, Leslie. 1,000 and 1,500s. They ain't work out.
Oh, Amber, my bad. What you call it was looking for you?
Who was looking for me? That was Keita. I said, hey, it was Keita.
Or the ankles, which one is the ankles?
It's the ankles. It's the ankles. The knees still good. It's the ankles that get knocked up. Wasn't that bad? I walked away with ladies 4th place. $20. Little ladies 4th place. So we didn't do that bad.